Excellent. Looks like we're going to be watching from Chip's point of view as he selects who goes first in this caster showdown match.
Yeah, and one thing you have to be careful of is you actually have to evolve from Kubfu into your single strike Urshifu, and you don't have the luxury of the extra HP that comes from a VMAX, so it'll be something that Chip will have to plan out throughout the early turns of this game.
Absolutely. Ethan's got a fantastic opening hand, starting with that Rapid Strike Sobble, and the Sobble has a fantastic first attack, Keep Calling, which allows you to search your deck for 3 Rapid Strike Pokemon. So I really like the fact that this Inteleon line makes this Rapid Strike deck so consistent. And then, of course, Drizzle's Shady Dealings ability gives Ethan the option to grab whatever trainer card he wants out of his deck when he evolves his Sobble into Drizzle. So he's got a phenomenal opening hand.
Yeah, you got that energy on that Pokemon V, and then the Professor's Research to draw cards next turn. But here, Chip has the Stadium to discard his single strike Pokemon cards to draw 2 cards, and getting a little bit of things going here as well, but it's going to be interesting to see if he can combat the big V.
Unfortunately, he's got that Bruno in his hand. Bruno is such a powerful new supporter card in this metagame right now, especially for single prize decks. But one of the downsides of playing Bruno is that if your opponent hasn't taken a knockout yet, it only draws you 4 cards.
Yeah, not the 7 that you would hope it is later on in the game for sure.
So we do see Chip getting a couple of Houndours into play, but has the Kubfu with a Pokemon Communication. He wants to keep that Kubfu in his hand so that the Pokemon Communication is live the following turn to get himself a new Pokemon. If he benches it, then he won't have an option to get a Houndoom out of the deck, which he certainly will want, or a single striker Urshifu.
Yeah, well, drawing the second evolution incense means Drizzle, along with most likely that VMAX, will be effective this turn. And Ethan is off to the races with this hand.
Oh, yeah. And this is exactly what I was talking about with the Drizzle, the Shady Dealing ability, being able to just explode these Pokemon into play. If Ethan wanted to, Ethan could use Shady Dealings and get another Drizzle, right? And Shady Dealings again and get another Drizzle. And that's what's so exciting about watching this deck set up. And we do see Ethan going for that play, grabbing the level ball and searching for yet another Drizzle out of the deck. And Ethan could even do it a 3rd time. And since he already has the Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX in play, all he needs is a way to switch his active.
Well, this is a way to switch the active. Tower of Waters, being able to reduce your retreat on all your Rapid Strike Pokemon by 2 colorless energy. That's free retreat.
Absolutely. And he's already got the energy suited up on that single strike, or that Rapid Strike, excuse me. Sometimes I get my bears confused. He's already got the energy on his Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX.
Ooh, this is not good. The Rapid Strike energy comes down. That allows Gmax Rapid Flow to take 2 prizes, knocking out both the Houndours in play.
And Chip is left with just a lone Kubfu. His board position is in a really tough spot. I don't think that Chip is going to be able to climb his way back from this. Suiting up his benched Tyranitar V with a single strike energy, has to use the training attack on Kubfu, which allows him to get an energy from the deck and attach it to Kubfu. But we all know what's going to happen to this Kubfu next turn.
Hey, well, there's no energy on the board yet. Ethan does have that Rapid Strike energy in hand, though, so it's only a matter of time before this Kubfu gets knocked out. It was hoping to get a little extra training in at the gym, but it's not going to be enough.
Now, what's interesting is that Ethan's only supporter in hand is a Marnie. So Chip is going to see 4 new cards off the top of his deck before he plays his next turn. And oh my gosh, Ethan draws the switch as well. So he's going to be able to retreat that Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX for free and then switch for another powerful Gale Thrust.
This is not good for Chip here. Even having the spread damage onto that bench Tyranitar V. Oof. And it has been all Ethan in this battle style showdown.
Absolutely. Both Rapid Strike Inteleon setup. Ethan's deck is working like a dream right now. Each Rapid Strike Inteleon has the quick shooting ability, allowing Ethan to place 2 damage counters wherever he wants on Chip's board. And that's damage without using an attack. So that damage piles up very quickly. 40 additional damage on top of the fact that Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX is going to be coming in with that Gale Thrust. I mean, now he's got to worry about a possible G-Max Rapid Flow. 120 damage to 2 Pokemon in addition to 40 additional damage from the Inteleon. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, when you're playing 70 HP basics to try to evolve from, and your opponent has that G-Max Rapid Flow just threatening down the next turn, it's not where you want to be in this game.
Absolutely not. Ethan grabs the Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX from his deck, now has I'd say a pretty optimal board. I mean, what more do you really want as the Rapid Strike deck? He's got free retreat set up, 2 Inteleon, 2 different Urshifu VMAX, and he doesn't even have any liabilities on his board. No Dedenne GX, no Crobat V. And it's one of the beautiful things about the Inteleon line is that it gives you that added boost of consistency without sacrificing board position with weaker Pokemon GX or Pokemon V that are easy targets for the opponent to knock out.
Yeah, I think it's all really has to do with the Shady Dealings ability. Just you really don't need to do much anything else when it comes to the end of the game like that.
Wow, what a dominant performance from Ethan's deck. The quick shooting ability on Inteleon, G-Max Rapid Flow, Gale Thrust. That was a lot of pressure for Chip to deal with. Jeremy, do you think that there's any sort of strategy that Chip's going to be able to put together in this Game 2 scenario that could give him an edge up opposed to this last game?
Hopefully getting set up, getting the stage 1 Pokemon that your deck is centered around, like that Houndoom and that single strike Urshifu, and really try to get your attacks going. Chip never really got a chance to get things going. That G-Max Rapid Flow just came down and destroyed Chip's any hope of setup.
Double Houndour knockout. I think that going first would definitely be a big deal in this matchup to try and stop that turn 2 G-Max Rapid Flow from the Rapid Strike Urshifu deck. So I'm assuming that Chip is going to be opting to go first in this second game. It looks like the players are getting ready. Let's get some excitement going for this next round of the Caster Showdowns.
All right, and we are back with Game 2. And Chip is going first. That's what you like to see here, at least.
It is, but this hand is not what you like to see. He's only got one basic search out now. Chip cannot play a supporter on the first turn of the game, but he doesn't have one anyway. I guess there is boss's orders, but not the draw supporter he's going to be wanting to see.
Yeah, it's not looking good. Does have access to evolve into a Houndoom for his second turn. But meanwhile, Ethan starts off with that Rapid Strike Urshifu V in the active spot, has a Quick Ball for a Sobble, and debating if they actually want to attach the basic fighting. Also has a Marnie.
And yeah, that Marnie could be a great thing for Chip, who does not have support in his hand. So it does look like Marnie is going to be coming into play. And I mean, it's possible for Chip to announce an attack this next turn with Houndoom's single strike roar ability and an attachment from hand. That Tyranitar V could be swinging in with Cragalanche on this next turn.
Well, after the Marnie, it was just another Rapid Strike Urshifu V on the bench and a Strafe to it as well. So 30 damage on that Tyranitar V on Chip's side of the board.
And this hand is actually looking a lot better.
Yeah, it has a supporter for the turn. Way to go.
And that Houndoom coming down into play. Gonna single strike roar to Tyranitar V, and I'm really excited we're gonna get to see Cragalanche. Now, does Tyranitar, I'm pretty sure this attack discards cards from his own deck.
2 from the opponent's deck.
Two from the opponent's deck. Oh,
yeah.
My goodness.
Going on the deck out plan, maybe.
Yeah, that is exciting. I mean, we could see some valuable resources hit the bin on Ethan's side. That Cragalanche attack, I think, is getting boosted as well by those single strike energies, and it's going to put a significant amount of pressure on Ethan's board. Does look like Chip is reaching for a backup attacker. And there
grabbing
goes Cragalanche.
Grabbing the Cub Fu and attaching the XP share to it. So in case this Tyranitar V gets knocked out, you at least get to charge it up a little bit. But yeah, having the 2 single strike energy on that Tyranitar V means 40 extra damage coming from that Cragalanche. So 100 damage, maybe with another one it can take a knockout, but I think we're going to see a VMAX here from Ethan.
Absolutely, and thankfully, that Tyranitar is weak to grass, not weak to fighting. So that's really, really nice that Chip doesn't have to worry about getting hit for 300 damage with that Gale Thrust attack.
Yeah, usually you see that's one of the benefits of everyone playing Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX is the fact that in the metagame, a lot of things are weak to fighting right now.
Absolutely. Ethan is drawing hot as the sun right now. Got just about everything he needs, but no switch.
Seems more like the moon to me.
Yeah, I was going to say his board looks great. He's got Sobbles, he's got Drizzile, and he got the energy, but no switch means that Rapid Strike Urshifu V is going to stay put. And I think this extra turn is going to bring a lot of life to Chip's strategy. He's going to get to set up more Houndour, evolve into more Houndoom. He's going to evolve into the single strike Urshifu. It's got 140 hit points, which is very significant because it doesn't just get knocked out by a G-Max Rapid Flow. But there's no draw card in Chip's hand, and Chip's deck is not running Dedenne GX or Crobat V or anything like that. It's just a single strike deck. All single strike Pokemon.
The only way to discard is through that Tower of Darkness to be able to draw cards in this deck. And that's the nature of this special format that these guys are playing. Battle Styles, you really can only use what is kind of made for this theme.
And I think that's a really fun way to play. I mean, when you see limitations brought into the format, I mean, that's when players really have to get creative, and you see some strategies that you might not see every day. Now that Cragalanche attack milled an Urshifu VMAX. That's a pretty big deal. There's only one left in Ethan's deck.
Yeah, milled it, and more importantly, did not take the knockout. I either just didn't want to get the last single strike energy or just opting to charge up the bench with it. And that also leaves it in the active spot. Ethan's still going to need to find a way to retreat. Is there a Tower of Waters or an air balloon in his future after all these cards? Has the Shady Dealings.
Does have Shady Dealings, and he's got a switch in his hand. So Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX going to be making its way into the active position. We also see Ethan opting to counter Chip's Tower of Darkness Stadium. And the thing about this Rapid Strike Urshifu V, and maybe one of the reasons that Chip decided to leave it in play, is that now Ethan has this Pokemon in play. It's only got 20 hit points remaining. He either has to leave it there for an easy KO or evolve it into a Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. And if he does that, Chip can clean it up for 3 prizes if he's able to deal 130 more damage to it.
Well, you were just talking about the benefit of having 140 HP on that single strike Urshifu. Well, the quick shooting from Inteleon on Ethan's side of things would make it so it has that 20 damage on it. Or, sorry, it had the 20 damage from the Houndoom.
From the
so
Houndoom,
with that
was
G-Max Rapid
self-inflicted.
Flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy. It looks like Chip is really in a tough spot again. That Tyranitar V still got a good amount of hit points left with only 50 damage on it. But his board, oh my goodness, losing a Houndoom and the single striker Urshifu on his bench is just going to put him in a dire position.
This is where we see the benefits and disbenefits and why the Rapid Strike seems so much more popular than Single Strike. And I believe it's really just through the support. Having the double energy attachment from Rapid Strike Energy, and then the fact that G-Max Rapid Flow is just such a punishing attack on a lot of just random decks throughout the format as well.
Right. Now, we did get to see that Tyranitar swing for 280 damage with its single strike crush attack. And Chip had to mill 4 cards from his own deck in order to make that play happen. But oh my gosh, right as I'm talking about the amount of damage. Oh man, Cheryl healing all of that damage from Tyranitar V and basically setting Chip back yet another turn.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see. And Cheryl works just so well in combination with Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX after G-Max Rapid Flow. And Ethan pulled it off just how he drew it up.
Absolutely. And Drizzile Shady Dealings, again, being able to search out these one-of supporters, grab them right when the timing is optimal, really playing to Ethan's advantage in this match. Tyranitar V still slugging away, though. Another massive single strike crush for 280 damage.
Yeah, Chip has to be worried, though. Only 10 cards left in deck. You can only use that attack so many more times.
He's milled 8 cards from his own deck at this point with his own attack, which is pretty awesome. There's just one Tyranitar V in this list, but it seems to be putting in a lot of work. I mean, it is the highest hit point Pokemon in this deck, and it's one of the only things that doesn't get completely swept by G-Max Rapid Flow. So I think it's no mystery why Tyranitar V is doing a lot of the heavy lifting for Chip right now.
Yeah, and with that, Tyranitar V finally says their goodbyes off to the discard. And again, Ethan just showing the power of Rapid Strike.
Absolutely. Chip is not left with much. He's got a Houndoom in the active position, commits an energy to it, and I think that so long as Ethan is going to be able to launch a G-Max Rapid Flow, this game is pretty much wrapped up. Looks like Chip is going to attempt to attack with Houndoom.
I mean, when you have it, why not? Takes the knockout here with Darkness Fang. Again, only 110 HP left on the Houndoom itself, so not the most stable attacker here, but finally Chip's able to take some prizes in this showdown.
Absolutely, and it is nice to see Houndoom getting in there, single strike energy, boosting that attack's damage output, and finally taking down a Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. Now, this is something we talked about. Ethan has to evolve into the damaged Urshifu VMAX. If only Chip had another turn to be able to knock it out. This Rapid
but
Flow is going to be game.
There's no extra turn here.
No.
VMAX Rapid Flow is the MVP attack of this match. Just being able to take 2 prizes against a single prize deck, just back to back to back, really. And Ethan showing off the power yet again of Rapid Strike and that G-Max Rapid Flow.
I think it's no mystery why Rapid Strike or Urshifu VMAX is a popular choice amongst trainers in the Pokemon trading card game right now. Putting pressure on the opponent's bench is a top strategy, and with the addition of Rapid Strike and Teleon from Chilling Reign, this deck is definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, it was great to see there, and honestly, just a great 2 games showing the power of Rapid Strike, and just pleasure to see that format as well.
Absolutely. Very cool showcase of Single Strike versus Rapid Strike. Rapid Strike having the upper hand in this match, but I'm sure that we're going to see a lot more exciting matches between Single Strike and Rapid Strike Pokemon as the formats continue.